We got Boss Man in the building tonight. Let's see here. Who else we got in here so far? Coach Ferg in the building tonight. That's it so far. All right, man. So Uncle Jeff, man, thank y'all for being here tonight, man. Thank you so much, Prototype, for being here as well. So I want to get into masculinity. They talk about toxic masculinity. Now, my belief, and so many other men have a belief that toxic masculinity does not exist. It is not a thing, right? There's masculinity, there's femininity, and you never hear toxic femininity, but you hear toxic masculinity. And so what I wanted to do is play this video, the only one that we're going to play tonight, and then we're going to, this is going to spark our conversation for tonight. So, and y'all let me know what y'all think afterwards. Here we go. Right. Oh, did it download? Hold on, guys. Let's see what I got. It should have, but if it didn't, I'll do it again. Uncle Jeff, how you been doing, man? How's the family, brother?
Man, family's good. Can y'all hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Family is wonderful. I really wanted to just, if I could, real quick, speak on what happened in your neighborhood, brother. And you can talk to any other cop or military dude I know. What you described to me was not just some young kids on a snatch and grab. That was an op. The way they jumped out, the way they surveyed the area, the professional way that they moved, the way they were dressed, the time of day they picked. These were not amateurs, and what it points to is with these feces hitting the rotary oscillator, it's getting harder to keep honest people honest. That sounded like yeah, boss man. That sounded like a Marine Corps fire team move to me. That's basically what I heard you say is, if I was in military, people know what I'm saying. Army people know if you was in the Army and so on. You may not know in the Coast Guard. I don't know what the fuck you guys do. In the Marines, if there's 5 people, if I'm in a room with 5 Marines I don't know, and a bomb go off, or somebody start shooting, something go bad.
Everybody know what to do.
Bruh. Everybody know what to do. Them cats knew what to do. I land the plane here. It's about to get rough out here, y'all, because everybody with training ain't nice. Everybody with training ain't together. Everybody with training ain't where we at mentally. So be careful.
Absolutely. Prototype Dad, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's happening?
How's the family, brother?
Everything is good, man. Everything's golden.
Good. All right, man. So I got the video ready to go. All right, here we go.
Our solve is to increase the life expectancy of black men. Because for those that don't know, black men have the lowest life expectancy of any demographic in America. We got lower life expectancy than our Latinx brothers and sisters. We got lower life expectancy, obviously, than Asian and white men, with the highest levels of toxic stress, highest levels of anxiety, highest levels of increased suicide, highest levels of depression. And that's combined with the fact that between white supremacy and antiquated cultural kind of dysfunctional identity, we have created black manhood to mean don't feel.
Wow.
So I remember my father feeling like he was at war with white people. And so I got to go into this corporate space, and we used to joke, like, you know, my dad was part of that whole 1980s middle management sector, right?
Yeah.
That most of the older brothers that are CEOs came up through that.
Absolutely.
But we used to clown them. So my boys and I, whose dads were in that corporate space, would be like, "Who dad been here longer?" But like, well, whose dad got the least bass left in their voice?
Ooh.
Whose dad got the least facial hair?
Ooh.
because that was real.
Absolutely.
Like and there were
Clean
black
shaven.
men who were diminishing their natural light in the name of ensuring that normally a white male supervisor was not threatened by them. So you got that. But I'm talking about we can't cry because that makes you a bitch. You can't admit that you're in pain because that makes you weak.
Yeah.
You can't admit that you're sad because that makes you weak. And if that was it, Keenan, that would be bad enough.
Yeah.
But we won't admit we're happy
Wow.
because we might look goofy. We can't admit we're excited because we got to act like we've been there before. We can't admit we're in love because it means somebody has control over us.
So you're stuck in this
Stoic reality of manhood that actually reduces my humanity. So I am at the greatest level of strength when I don't feel shit.
This now connects it full circle.
Woo!
Whoa, let me go on that.
Come on, prototype.
Listen, man. That's toxic masculinity. What he just mentioned. Like he's explaining it in a toxic masculinity way. Because although all those things are semi-true, it's like a lie sounds the truth when you tell a lot of the lie, you tell a lot of the truth and then you spin it at the end, or you spin it somewhere, and that's what makes a lie good. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you have to be stoic or whatever, but the reason behind those different things is because you can get taken advantage of, and people do take advantage of you when you're too happy, when you're this, but you got to know when to release it. It's about not necessarily not allowing yourself to have the emotion. It's about being able to control and think through the emotion and release it at a time where it's safe. You know what I mean? Like I don't drink around people I know that won't protect me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not thinking, I'm not functioning. When I'm around my brothers, hey, y'all know how wild it get. You know what I'm saying? And it's on. But when I'm not around people, like in college, I didn't drink. I went to a PWI. You understand how that go? I'm an athlete, so anything can happen. I don't want to be mixed in no situation where, oh, he touched me, blah 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 blah. I don't play. I never played in the snow for those reasons purposely. I've never played in the snow because I don't understand the lie of, oh, my dad said I'm not allowed to like you, so I have to do X, Y, Z. You understand what I'm saying? And that might be the extreme, but I'm trying to save my future. You understand what I'm saying? So no, I'm not going to do your bar cake stands with you. No, I'm not going to do X, Y, Z. And you might think I'm a prude, but I'm protecting my future. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be a time where I get around my people when I'm safe and I can do everything I need to. It's about being in your controlled space, not necessarily not having that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what makes it toxic, because you're saying I'm not allowed to be. No, you completely are. You just got to know when to release it and when not to.
Okay. We'll move over to our pain. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. I like what the man had to say. That's toxic programming. Has nothing to do with a man's masculinity. Somebody took what they thought was masculine and set out this program for men. And so even you said a prototype. There's a time and place for everything he said. There's a time and place for a man to do that. Right. And so if you're saying you're going to be happy, well, there's a time and place for you to show your happiness. Right. You don't need to show it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. I do understand what he's saying. Those social mores that we put on black men doesn't make the masculinity toxic. It makes the programming toxic. So I think our essence as men is a natural trait that we have. Can we go overboard? Can we lose? Can we have a lack of character? that makes people tied to our masculinity? Absolutely. But masculinity itself is not toxic. And when people say that, it was put out there as propaganda to effeminate men, to take our natural instincts away from us so we could be more equivalent to how women behave. So I don't buy none of that propaganda that being a man in any sense of the word is toxic at all. It's a character flaw, not a masculinity trait. So that's just my take on it, and we could debate it all we want. But but that doesn't take away from what the brother said. I like what he said, but that's not toxic masculinity. That's just bad programming.
All right, thank you so much.
I'll end there.
All right, appreciate you, our opinion. We're gonna open it up for conversation in a minute, but I just want to get everybody briefly what they think. Archie, what are your thoughts?
I think that I appreciate what he did bring out, but one of the biggest things that is going on right now is the stereotyping of our people in a negative way to make us negative. I mean, to appear negative, not effective as men. And I see that a lot of these issues that is toxic within the man realm, it comes from the world now looking at everything through the gay lens. And I think that it's a taught and a learned thing. It has nothing to do with men. A man is a man. Man, real men are real men, cuz. So, it's no environment that you can stick a real man in that he's not going to be a real man to his death. Like, but a lot of things are taught. So, yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Coach Ferg?
How y'all doing, man? I mean, this is an interesting topic to me, man, because my father didn't ask nobody how to feel when he felt what he felt. When he got mad at me, he didn't ask my mom, hey, can I be mad and get in his ass? No, he did what he did. I understand looking at him, he carried a lot of weight and he expressed them to me. I don't think he talked to other people like he talked to me. Like I said, my father used to sit in my room and break out in tears. When he get it going, he really get it going. I used to look at him like, why are you crying? You right here with me every day. You got in my butt the other day, when I did some stuff, but I'm not going to be walking around telling none of y'all niggas when I'm feeling sad and I'm going to be happy today. I'm just going to be in the life of it. I can't be around my wife like I'm hurt today, but let me tell you how I feel. I don't know, man. You can't carry those burdens. Those are unnecessary burdens of life. Yes, you're going to go through those emotions, but emotions are like a roller coaster. And when somebody hurts you, go to that person. If you're a man, we all claim to be grown, not us, but just if somebody hurt you when you was a teen and you can get on YouTube and cuss everybody out, then have the strength to go to that person that hurt you. It lifts a big burden off your shoulders, man. It takes you, I don't know, man. So just think about it.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Uncle Jeff, and then we'll get lost in translation. Go ahead.
Man, first off, shout out to this dope ass panel. I really am a bit of a snob with my time. I don't like, I'll be 60 in May. If I live to be 120, I'm halfway through. So I don't have no time to be bullshitting. And this here, bruh, we about to make some funky ass clips. I hope all of y'all clip this shit up, put it out, because it's real. We may not agree with each other, and I'm gonna reclaim my time, niggas, because y'all can use it to cut this how you want. We may not agree with each other, but everybody here, what they say, you got to think about. Number one, when Coach was talking about his father, and Coach, were you raised in Chicago?
No, I just moved there in 2004 to 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the dudes you're talking about didn't see themselves as lions the way we do now. These was just hard-working ass men doing the right thing by their families. They left the last of that with us. After us, I'm gonna say, if you younger than 45,
It's over.
you getting it secondhand. And this is not a diss. It just is, which makes this room so goddamn important. Two, the black man has never been allowed to be whole. A whole black man is the presence of God. He can skate like that. He can walk like that, talk like that, invent like that, move like that, stop, go like that, improvise, adapt, and overcome like that. Oh, I can't let him be all of that at once.
Mhm.
What the fuck does that have to relieve me? I can't let him be a whole man. No. I mean, unless I let him fuck my wife for sport. I don't want him to desire to fuck my wife and she desire him outside of me. I don't want that to happen. So I can't let this man be entirely who he is, because him in his entirety does nothing but magnify me as the Polaroid pull-off of him. That's all it does. I can't let him be this. This is why I got to break up his family. This is why I got to do him like this. But this is a new era, because that was only designed. Even the Bible speaks to the fact that now is the time that all of that comes apart. As far as toxic masculinity, brothers, I'll land the plane here. Some conversational kung fu that I have picked up along the way is the number one way to neutralize an individual is to cop to what it is they say. You have to move your ego out of the way. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Read that book. It's about moving your pain body out of the way so that you don't allow the things that come in to stress you, because they're only stressing your ego. You move that out the way. So fine. Yes, I believe in toxic masculinity. My masculinity is absolutely toxic to foolishness. In the words of Chuck D, they ask me where I get it from. I get it from my pops, because with a man in the house, all the bullshit stops. So if you come in my house or in my presence and you are unruly with your behavior, my presence and my principles will be toxic masculinity to whatever feminine hyena energy bullshit it is that you brought to me with your more than likely mammy raised monkey ass. So yes, from that place, I will take this made up shit. I was looking for the two dudes that made it up. Two white dudes made up the concept of toxic masculinity. Shout out to my man, Reza Islam, my brother. He's the one that kind of the first person I heard talk about this. But yeah, I'm gonna shout out. These people made this shit up. So guess what? Since you took my original language from me, I already flipped shit in the slang that your ass could never understand. I could talk to these brothers right now and you wouldn't know what the fuck I was saying. That's the one thing AI can't grasp is your slang. Two, because of that, I get to make up whatever the fuck I want. And toxic masculinity to me does not mean the made up, trumped up Trojan horse to further emasculate the black man bullshit you think it meant. For me, you goddamn right. When you see me coming, act like you got some fucking sense. Pretend somebody raised you, because if you don't, I will cut your shirt tail off at the fucking collar, and I hope I offended you. That is toxic masculinity.
Lost in translation?
You know what? I don't know if y'all ever heard this expression before. Is that A man is supposed to be a rock for his family. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard that. Have you guys actually had an opportunity to take a look at a rock? It is firm. It is
preach it now.
cold.
Teach them, teach them.
You know what I'm saying? It is hard. It is unyielding. It is unmovable. And to assign an inanimate object to how we're supposed to be, it seems as if people want to step over or plant or put something on top of the rock, something that won't move, a sort of a foundation, so to speak. Now, if you think about it, everything about a rock is not human. And when you take away the humanity of a person, it's easy to dismiss whatever it is that they say. The reason why toxic masculinity is a term is because people can't control you. You see what I'm saying? So what they do is they assign you the attribute they want you to have. They want to say that you're unyielding, that you're unmovable. You won't do what I want you to do. But ain't that what a rock does? A rock is heavy. It's unmovable. It's cold. You see what I'm saying? It stands on business. Ain't that what y'all wanted us to be? Y'all wanted us to be the rock, the foundation.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Don't you want to build on top of this? Don't you want to know you safe and it ain't going nowhere? You know? But at the same time, they don't want us to be human. They don't want us to be human. Even in the Bible says the rocks will cry out if you don't praise me. Gentlemen, how often do you see women or children or other men praise other men? Especially the ones who are doing what they're supposed to do.
Not unless there's a referee or a whistle involved.
Listen, it's always the phrase, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's always you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Here's the thing, what people don't realize is that not doing is also an option. You understand what I'm saying? But we choose to do what we're supposed to do. There's a lot of men who are packing up relationships. They're saying, to hell with this, because they're not getting anything out of it. You see what I'm saying? If a woman's supposed to give you a child and they don't want to do that, then what's the purpose? You know? If she doesn't praise you, where is the motivation or the inspiration? That's useless. You see what I'm saying? So if the guys are not getting what they're supposed to get out of the deal, then at that point he becomes toxic because he won't do what you tell him to do.
Okay.
So my thing is this. I think people need to get back to appreciating that rock, appreciating the foundation. Whenever you see a storm come through, it'll rip off the roof. It'll push the walls down. It'll move furniture. You know what I'm saying? It'll rip up trees. But you know what it never rips up? It never rips up the foundation. You ain't never seen the foundation come up out the ground.
Okay.
But you know what? You can always rebuild on top of a foundation. And I think people need to get back to praising those who do the work. Those who make it safe for you to traverse this world. Those who make it comfortable for you to sleep at night. I think that's where we're missing it, man. We're missing it. You can tell it in the language of the younger people when they don't respect their elders. That used to be a foundation of us. It used to be something that we used to look forward to getting older, appreciating those who come before us. You know, saying Yes, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. Showing respect for those who come before you.
Okay.
Because eventually, if you keep living, somebody have to say it to you. But if you didn't train the generation after you, you haven't done your job. So my thing is this, there's a lot of people out there who haven't gotten the training to make sure that they take care of those who take care of them. And I'm making sure that I put that out there. Don't forget to take care of your foundation. Because your foundation don't have to ask anything. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to do what it's going to do. Jeff, you had your hand up?
No, I'm gonna say this real quick, and then we'll open the floor for the open conversation. Let me get mine off real quick. In the video, I think that most men have all of those things in them, right? And if we say a man doesn't have any emotions, then we're liars, right? Men experience pain. They experience, just like Coach Ferg was saying, his dad was in tears when he was in his space. But I believe that we're living in a time where men have settled with the oppressor. And the oppressor could sometimes be the person you wake up and roll over and see in the morning. And we're not being realistic, right? Sometimes you're not giving, a man needs to be given the space to be who he is and to be who he is proudly. Where on his good days, you celebrate the good days. On the bad days, he can walk through that journey of having a bad day without having to step on eggshells in order to express himself in a way that will be accepted. And so I believe that, we're living in a time where men don't get that space to do that. And then you have immature men who will say, lost in translation, Uncle Jeff, just like, Jeff said in the video. If Jeff is crying, if Jeff has a moment tonight where he thinks about something that really was important to him, he cried, the first thing that some men will say is, stop crying like a little bitch. Right? Not you guys, but I'm saying the immature ones, right? Stop crying like a bitch, men just need to be given the space to be who they are. And sometimes the biggest oppressors are the ones that they wake up to every day. But yeah, so I'll open it up for conversation. After this, we'll move on to another video I have about this toxic masculinity not being toxic, because I don't believe that masculinity is toxic at all. But we'll open it up for conversation. Uncle Jeff, you had your hand up. Oh, Archie had his up too. So Uncle Jeff and Archie, and then we'll move around.
Okay, I'm gonna go as fast as I can. I'm about to prove to you the level of shit that I smoke. I think that should be a segment of this show when Uncle Jeff proves the level of shit he smokes. When you speak of those of us who have been held back, chained to, submissive to our oppressor, brother, that's everywhere. That's in the classroom, the boardroom. These dudes, what do you think them brothers was talking about when they was talking about their daddies?
Yeah.
And to that woman, what do you think their baby face music was? What do you think that shit is? Well, I am happy to announce that there are young black men that are not on any of that shit. That they saw what they mamas and aunties did to their daddies and uncles, and they not having that shit. They are aware of their worth, and they are who are breaking this with the oppressor. They are the ones who have turned their backs on traditional church. They are the ones who have turned their backs on traditional politics. That shit that kept us asleep, as much as you don't like about them, it's a group of them that ain't fucking around. And I salute them. I salute those young people. And any of my wisdom that they can share or want to share with me, I'm open to. That shit is changing, brother. And it's about choice. If you laid down and had a baby with a woman that did not value you, you put your seed in a lack of value.
Yeah.
Own that. Don't change her. Own that. Because you're not going to have to change her. Because pretty soon, Soon and very soon, wise men who survive this next phase of shit. This next phase, the next year or so, you get past that, you're going to have sisters knocking on your door because it's finna get real as shit out here. It's finna turn into Isaiah 4 out here, and you're not going to have to put up with that shit. I'll leave it there.
Archie?
Okay, so as it relates to like manhood being toxic, I want to go back to the origin of the issue. Like, and that's my biggest thing that I love to go back to the origin of this thing. When we dealing with behavior, we have to think about the spirit behind behavior. What is this spirit that causes people to be toxic? And that's male and female. So I have to go back to the origin and point that out, that there's a spirit in men and there's a spirit in woman that is guided by either the good or the bad. So we know that ultimately it's this spirit that causes men to be toxic. Uh, I I would like to look at, now it's in the Quran too in different places, but the Bible is my point of origin because that's the Negro's book. That's our book. It's always been our book. It's wrote in Ebonics. It we're the people that can break the Bible down. We're the people that understand the scriptures. No other nation can even teach the Bible. It's us in its corrective form. So as it relates to the oppressor, I want to go back to who is our oppressor? And I want us to look at what the Bible speaks about us being who is our oppressors. And for the record, if y'all can write it down, is Isaiah 3. And I'm just going to read a few and then I'll let it go. For Isaiah 3, King James Version, says, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet, and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man, and the counselor and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes, and babies shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, like what we were saying earlier. There's no respect anymore. And the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brother in the house of his father, saying, Thou shalt have clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. Most men are giving it to other men. They don't want to accept the responsibility, so we just passing the buck. That's what that means. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. And a lot of men have gotten to that point. It's the spirit behind it, though, and this is why. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen. That's Negroes. That's the Israelites. That's us. Because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the Lord, the eyes of his glory. And it says 9 says, the show of their countenance doeth witness against them. Look at us as a people. And they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Look at ATL. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say to the righteous, and we almost getting ready to cut it off because I'm getting to the point, the main point. Say to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. And 12, this is the point. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Okay? This is 12. Isaiah 3:12. And these are the main two verses that I'm trying to actually lift out. As for my people, I'm reading 12 again. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. All of those, Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X's, Marcus Garvey, all of those people, TD Flakes and all the rest of them, and Creflo, the Dollar Man, and all of them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. That's the point, and that's the spirit behind the toxic men. That's the spirit, and that's the oppressors are the children. That's what's happening to this generation, and that thing there is going to play out until it's time, and that's a whole nother topic. That's prophecy. But these and women rule over us. If you will notice that it's the government, the wife, the children, and the father. And it's always been that way.
In the black community?
In the black community, absolutely.
In the black community.
Well,
I want to hit that real quick because there's something I keep saying. I agree with what he just said. I didn't know it came out of that passage. There's two things. The first thing you said when you kind of mentioned the Sodom thing, I always thought that when men turn gay and now the transvestite is because they didn't want the responsibility of being men.
That's what it is.
That's the first thing. And the thing about the women, the children, the way they're wayward is because, the abdication of raising them has been turned over to women. And this is the kind of people that the products that they're putting out there.
Right.
And, whatever blame we have as men is one thing, but we cannot take all the blame or even most of it when women freely say they want to raise those kids without us. And the laws back them up. So I mean, there's a lot of I got to go back and read that contract again, man.
I gotta push back on just and kind of reverse agree with you there, Brother Payne.
Okay.
Before we get too far, to say that homosexuality to diminish it to an abdication of responsibility.
Well, basically transgenderism for the most part.
Okay,
that's the real part of it.
Absolutely. I'm going to say that's a gross oversimplification.
I would agree.
Of the host of demons, that run about that, brother. You got you disqualifying those who, before they could make a sexual choice, one was made for them.
Okay.
You can't preclude that. That's a demon loose in itself.
Right. That's spirit.
There is nothing. There. If you need proof that there is evil, there it is. And once I am elected emperor, we gonna do something special with the cats that do that. We're gonna set up pay-per-view. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fish hooks and alligators. Oh my God!
I'm next in line, brother. I'm next in line to reign.
brother. Oh no, fear not. I need brothers like you on my cabinet. I'm gonna call on the niggas from out here. As much as I don't like to hear the shit that Proto has to say, I gotta listen. So I gotta bring it with me. Proto. You know who I'm gonna shut up after this. You know who Proto is? Has anybody seen World War Z?
Yeah.
You remember when they get to Israel and Brad Pitt asked the scientists, "How did you figure this out?" And he said, "We use the 10th man theory." He said, as scientists, whenever we all agree on one theory after we worked it out, as 10 of us, 9 of us pick who is going to be the one to disagree with this and work out that solution. And that's how they came up with that. Proto is the consistent fucking 10th guy. Oh, he's a wise. He's supposed to be in here. He's supposed to be in here. But goddamn it, shit.
He accept that too. He like that too. He like,
Yeah, he does.
that's me.
Yeah, he does. He knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
You know, and I'll say this too, Uncle Jeff, to just to add on to what you guys were saying. Then we'll, if anybody else got anything to say, they can. But there is, and you know, I heard, you know, also shout out to Sharon again. I also heard Sharon say there is no attack on male masculinity at all. There's no attack on the male at all. But when you see things, how they operate now, when you turn on your TV, any TV show that you're watching, they have the black man in the gay role. They have the black man being in a dress. They have a black man kissing another black man, and you know, you see
in the commercial with the family.
You're right.
How do you think we got to that point? See, we said it, but there's a solution to it's a answer to that question. How did we get to that point? How did them pushing and projecting us as the homosexual, how did that even come into play? See, we got to think about the spirit behind why these things have been allowed. Why? And we have to go back to us and our responsibility as the priests, as the kings of the earth and the ministers of the earth. Like when we stepped out of our role, I'm talking about the Negroes, we stepped out of our role as the people that God ordained to teach the other people of the earth. We stepped out of that role. So,
brother, could you give me an example of the year, time frame, century when black men stepped out of their roles voluntarily?
It was in 70 AD. 70 AD. We can go back to when Negroes when we was in our home, Palestine and Israel, 70 AD. We were there, and the things that we didn't do according to what God said for us to do,
I'll be right back.
We got expelled. We got expelled out of Jerusalem. We got expelled out of our land because of the disobedience and the disdainment towards us teaching the other people, the other nations. We refused to teach the truth. We started teaching.
Did you say, hold on, just a second. Did you say 1970 AD?
No, I said 70 AD.
70 AD. Terrence
70
AD. 70 AD.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No, he was not talking about when the Buick Riviera changed, nigga.
Yeah.
Oh no, not 1970.
He ain't talking about his birthday.
Right.
No, not 78. But no, I'm talking about 70 AD when we were in rulership. Before 70 AD, we were in rulership. Ham got a chance to rule the world. The Africans. Shem got a chance to rule the world. The Negroes through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Israelites. And now the time to rule the earth has been given to Japheth, the Gentile dynasty. And Trump them is running the earth right now. Noah's 3 sons got the opportunity to run the earth. All 3 of them. We ran it in the ground. The Africans, we ran it in the ground. Nimrod, Sarah Myers, those people in the African, Ham's descendants, they ran it in the ground. The Cushites, the Nubians, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians. So it was taken from them. It was given to Shem, which is the Negroes, the Israelites, and now it's been given to the Gentile dynasty, which are the Japanese, Chinese, white people. That's who is the Gentile dynasty. And the Bible says that they're going to run the earth until Jesus comes.
So, brother, could you answer another question? Could you tell me a time in history where black people, black men in particular, deleted each other just for the sport of it outside of the crack era?
We sold the righteous. We sold the righteous for shoes. You want to go to that? Let's go and see what we was doing. We so caught up in shoes. Even now,
No,
our ancestors.
you're talking about actual shoes that you wear on your feet?
Yes, sir. We can go to it. I can go right to it. It's right in the Bible. That where we sold the righteous for a pair of shoes. We did that to our own people. Let me Google it right quick because it's not in my brain. Selling the righteous for a pair of shoes. We did that. That's Amos 8:6. Let's go to Amos 8:6 right quick. And you'll see that there was a time that we did do these things. We did these things to other people. Lord of the Black Buddha. That means that was a Negro. Lord of the Perfect Black. This is a fat belly Negro that had them Asian people worshiping him. And Hare Krishna, Negro. We had them people worshiping us. We set up these gods. To this day, we set up these gods for the earth, the people of the earth. And we taught the wicked ones their wicked ways. But we won't accept it. We won't acknowledge our sins so that we can come back to teaching God's word and coming back into our nationhood. We won't do it to this day. We caught up in sun worship, star worship, moon worship, Sunday, moon day, Saturday, all these things that we're caught up in. Roman Catholic kiddism, that's what we caught up in. But let's go to Amos 8:6 right quick. And we'll see that
this freight train just took a dirt road.
this is my last point, brother. So let me get this one out, brother Jeff. Because he asked the question, I'm going to take him to it. All right. Amos.
Maybe you fall asleep.
Did the screen froze or something?
You froze, bro? I think he froze. Oh, damn.
No, he's looking for it.
I don't think he froze. I think he's looking for it.
Nigga, can you hear us?
I mean, it was, but no, it's okay.
Did it disappear?
Well, just be goddamn.
Yeah. Amos 8:6.
You got the floor. You can read, can't you?
Yeah, that we may buy the poor for silver and the needy for a pair of shoes. Yeah, and sell the refuse of the wheat. These are the things that we were doing even back then. And if you look at the Bible, you will see that this is people that is us. This whole book is talking about the things that we did and how we transgressed against God.
Okay.
Okay. Now, where is BMU at? Is you just backstage, bro?
Yeah, he backstage, man.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
All right. Now, wow. Permission to speak freely.
Permission granted, sir.
Okay. Bruh, with all the love I can muster, the first thing you said is that this is the original text and that it's ours. And both of those are wrong. You also are trying to sell me in melanated skin this religion in a tongue that isn't even yours. This isn't even your original language. To disavow the other ways that the Most High is communed with because they are different is the very plan that went along with giving you that actual book you're quoting from. You have been taught that everything that comes from you is evil, is dark. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
And every war that you have ever won against this man has been with other religions. And you were also told that it is even evil to look upon that, while that is what is being used to control you by the dude that gave you the book in the first place. Nothing I am saying is of monument. It's not like this just in. Everything I'm saying is Googleable, brother. And it's just that, and I'm not trying to I don't want to get into this fight. I really don't. It's not about, I say it all the time. I love God. I just fired King James as his publicist. It's not about not having a relationship with the Most High or the Creator. I put my ain't nobody but God stories up against anybody. It's just that after I have traveled the world and the things I have seen, and from either side that I have seen them, and the irrefutable evidence I have, the more when I hear this, the canceling out other people's ways to good is what I hear. And I hear as much as you have studied, a willful omission of a whole lot.
I got him lost. He did.
You are willfully omitting a lot, and I don't want to debate about it. I'll just say from here forward, when I think something is I take issue with it, I'll just say, bing, and I don't want to make it easy to clip. I don't want to fight about it, brother. But some of the stuff you're saying is grossly inaccurate. I mean, like look upable grossly inaccurate. Like I could Google it and go and read it from various places, from just what I know about the age of writing. That's just not right. And it's not. This used to be hidden knowledge. My uncles and them, my grandfather and them, they didn't have this knowledge. They didn't. And when they got bled into them, it was through the few dudes that we made fun of. A couple of them was heroin addicts. We made fun of them dudes that had this real knowledge. And now that it has come about, ignorance is a choice. You have to willfully choose to not look somewhere for knowledge. And I just can't do that. And in that, and I'll land it there. And it is what it is after that.
All right, thank you guys for that back and forth. I appreciate everybody being so respectful to each other tonight. You know, disagreement does not mean we have to.
I'm trying, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. I want to play this second video here, and so we could discuss this because, you know, like I said, tonight we're talking about toxic masculinity, and Archie was trying to go back to the origin of it. But I think that even if Jesus was here today, he'd say, "Yeah, ain't nothing. I wouldn't." What's happening? You know. But I want to play this video, and then we'll discuss this one as well. Let's see where I got it. There it is. So we'll play this one first, then the next one.
There is no disavow. So toxic masculinity was a term created in the 1990s when psychologists were trying to study violent offenders in prison. When guys would step on each other's toes and then they would start stabbing each other, it was just a term that was used by those psychiatrists to determine a type of behavior where men would resort to extreme levels of violence for no reason. And then somehow mainstream psychology got a hold of it and became this pop term. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's just
guys wasted his time talking to a bunch of women who have been programmed by social media, corporate media, academic universities to believe in whatever slang phrase, whatever crisis they've made up. Oh, toxic masculinity, as if there's no toxic femininity, as if there's just not toxic behavior. He's wasting his time trying to explain to these people. They've been brainwashed and programmed.
All right. So what are you guys' thoughts?
You know what? Have you ever tried to get somebody to unlearn what they've learned?
Ooh, that
is the most
it's
difficult thing to do.
Tough.
Because cognitive dissonance is one of those things that we very, 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 very underestimate, because it ties into the very foundation of who people think they are. You see what I'm saying? And if it goes against what they believe in, it causes them some type of psychological discomfort, they immediately run back to what's comfortable. So when you tell people there's no such thing as toxic masculinity, it kind of scrambles their brains a little bit because they don't have any other point of reference. That's the reason why we have these conversations little by little and put facts up against it and say, hey, look, do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? And then walk it all the way up to the point where it hurts. And then at that point, they have to make a choice. So we've given you all the information that you need. Now it's up to you to make a decision. And that's with anything. That's with either the term toxic masculinity. I think our pain talks about it when we start talking about the Democratic plantation. You know what I'm saying? Anything that these people believe that something exists and it goes against something that protects them or that comfort, it is very hard for them to unlearn that.
And even if you use it from a spiritual term of anything that is considered toxic masculinity today is a man doing what he's supposed to do. It is toxic. Well, I'm gonna get this out, then you can correct me, Uncle Jeff, if I'm wrong. If a man is saying, my children are not going to these parties, my children are not going to be a part of the social media thing, my wife is not going to dress this way, that is, you're a misogynist, and that is toxic masculinity, because
you're controlling.
You're controlling, right? You shouldn't tell your wife what to wear and where to go and who to be around. You shouldn't be able to tell your wife what to do and how to do it and what to do, because that's toxic masculinity.
Okay.
And that's crazy, right? It is absolutely 100% crazy, because my thing is this. If your wife is driving down the road and the police pull her over and he says, ma'am, take your hand off your lap, put it on the steering wheel, and she does it. And then he tells her, give me your license and registration. She does it. He tells her to get out of the car. She does it. And now she did, in 45 seconds, she's done everything for a man who has authority, not over her, but just authority, period. 45 seconds, she's giving him what, and then she'll go home and her husband say, baby, will you make me a sandwich? And she'll say, you make it yourself. But it's toxic masculinity to ask for a sandwich, right? That's misogynistic. Hey, a woman's not a slave. You don't walk over, you don't talk to a woman a certain way. You don't treat a woman, you don't tell a woman to do nothing. She should have her own mindset. You know? So I'll land my plane there and let you guys cook. But go ahead, Uncle Jeff. You have something you want to say?
Yeah. You ever watch the animal channels where they do like the shit on Africa and they do the lions?
Yeah.
And how the narrator will give the lions names. Well, Moxie doesn't appear to get along with Oliver. That shit.
Right.
Them lions don't have no fucking idea about Moxie or Oliver. They don't even know that they're lions. They just are. And they don't give a fiddler's fuck what you call them. Because what you call them is immaterial to them and who they are. The lion does not care what the gazelle thinks when he breaks its neck. Gentlemen, I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Sugar Hill, but I say it is required viewing of wise black men. There's Ernie Hudson. He plays the part of Lolly. I think they overlooked him for an Oscar for this.
Good man.
He played the baddest gangster. Oh my God. Ernie Hudson was scary as Lolly.
That's a bad man.
And he was sitting down with these Italian dudes talking about Wesley Snipes' character. And he said, would somebody please tell me why we are kissing this boy's ass? I ask you, gentlemen, could somebody please tell me why we are kissing society's ass? You can call me whatever you like. If I have a woman who I can ask for a sandwich and she can say, get it yourself?
Come on.
Brother. A, who have I chosen? And B, what have I done?
Yeah.
I got to start with me.
Yeah, exactly. I
and
agree.
starting here and now, I don't give a fiddler's fuck what you call me. I move under the authority of the Most High. When you come in my home, when you come in my presence, you will remove your shoes. And you will act in a way that is in accordance with however the fuck me and Mrs. Brown say in here. Because here is the one place we will not be made to feel uncomfortable. Your own home is the last place you should be uncomfortable for any reason. It's your home. And everywhere I go, those are the rules. If you don't follow those rules, you get your ass out my bubble. Now, you know what's finna reinforce this bubble? Layoffs, tariffs. Gentlemen, you are about to become holy men. This shit finna go down hard. And these women you talking about, they gonna find themselves out in the cold prairie, brother. If I'm wrong, Isaiah 4 is wrong. Brother, here it comes. You're not going to be able to, these are the last things of a demon put in place to do a particular deed. Just like the demon of racism, no longer needed. We don't need racism anymore. This is why we're treating regular white folks like shit. There's certain demons that aren't needed. This one isn't needed. This we're where we going, gentlemen. It's gonna be impossible for wishy-washy niggas to survive. How you gonna survive? If you half raised, if you can't fix a flat, you can't write in cursive, you can't tell north, south, east from west, you can't ride a bike without a helmet. How are you gonna survive? Who are you gonna be of service to? You're something else to feed or feed upon. And feed upon you will be. That's where we at, gentlemen. The gentleman under the sound of my voice, and I land the plane, the creator gonna keep you because the shit we gotta do. And we hustlers. I believe all of us up here is hustlers. I know the hustlers ain't gonna do the electricians, plumbers, dentists, hell, DJs, comedians, bruh, we gonna work. We gonna be all right. Those of you with that long ass title behind your name, that really all you do is push papers and send people on vacation, oh, woe be unto you. So yeah, I guess what I'm hearing here is belly aching about a problem that actually helps you. It helps you pick it's going to help you pick who the good women are. Women that talk like this and move like this, fuck them. Okay, no, next. There's too many of you anyway. There's 2 million more of you than us before I fuck anybody that don't look like me. I don't need this shit. And you don't. And be that blunt. And if you're mad, scratch your ass and get glad. There, I'm done.
Uncle Jeff, I agree with you. I agree that when you're about, and Lost in Translation says this a lot too, when you're about God's business, there's a lot of sacrifice involved in that. And there's also, you're going to be ridiculed. And in the time that we're living in right now, I think it's in the Bible somewhere, Lost in Translation. I can't remember what verse or chapter because I'm still blurred tonight. But it does say that there will come a time where the truth, where the lie will be celebrated and the truth will be. I'm trying to remember. But anyway, it'll come to
what's
me.
Good is what's good to be considered bad, and what's bad will be
considered good. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. And I think that's the time we're living in now. A good man is no longer a good man, right? A good man is no longer a good man. We have women saying that if I want to marry or date men who are bisexual, if you have not been with a man sexually, I don't want to date you, right? So you take those group of women, throw them in the trash. That's done, right?
Okay.
Fried grease.
But what I'm saying, because like Uncle Jeff said, throw them in the trash. They're not worth your time.
You put them in the French grease, bro. Well, you can throw them in the trash. Society finna put them in the French fry grease.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that a note to all the men out there that may be watching: to do God's work is a man's thing to do. And doing God's work in today's terms, how women look at men today, or how other men, soft ass men, look at men today, doing God's work is toxic masculinity to them. It is, because guess what? God gave you authority. What did he tell Adam in the beginning? I give you authority over everything. Everything. And then I give you dominion over everything. Then this woman comes, right? You got dominion over her. He held him accountable for her, right? Men have dominion over everything. And I think that men should, when you take that responsibility, then yeah, you got to deal with what comes with it, because people are going to say you're wrong. Your woman going to turn on you. Look at Job. Job had everything. I'm going to stick with the Bible for a second here, Lost in Translations. Job had everything, right? And what happened to Job? His wife, the woman he loved, turned to him and said, curse God and let this be done. And what did Job say, Lost?
Nope.
He stood on business.
Check yourself, bitch.
He said, why you act like a woman that don't know no better?
Yeah. He checked, he stood on business. And I think some men right now, listen, if we could just think, I'm going to say this, I'm going to land my plane. Think about how many men right now are miserable in their marriages because they don't institute their authority. Or they're afraid to institute the authority that God has given them. To tell their wife, you're not going on no girls trip for 7 days. Because if you do, when you come back, your shit will be in the yard. You're not going to dress like that. Your ass is not going to be out. Your titties are not going to be out. You can't have any male friends. You can't go to lunch with niggas at your job. And when you stand on business like that, yes, you're controlling. Like Lit just said, you're controlling. You're not a man. You're controlling, and you're toxic masculinity. And we need to do a show that simply explains that. Being for God is toxic masculinity. Because being for God is telling them what to do, telling them where to go, who they can be around. God gives us provision. He's not going to give that to them. And that's why I disagree with when women say they can raise a man to be a man. And I disagree with Sharon when he says a woman can raise a man to be a full-fledged heterosexual hard man. Cannot, impossible. And that's why we got so many Sweetwater and Capri Sun little boys running around here. And I land my plane. Anybody else want to jump in there before I play this? I'm gonna play the second video first, then we'll continue the conversation. Let's see, where is it? There it is.
Give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning, this thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally. Gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful, who are among the most protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works, and that's not toxic masculinity, that appalling phrase. It's what keeps the world going round.
And what I said a few minutes ago?
Yes.
I don't appreciate it, man. Go ahead, Coach Ferg.
No, listen, I must be weird then, because when it comes to me being a young man, a young boy, I would say, boys couldn't really tell me what to do my age. When I got into be a young man, you call me toxic if I had women. Women like my little ugly ass. And I sometimes I use it to my advantage. But no woman can really tell me what to do, how to move. You know, I didn't go around talking about how to dress. And if you dressed inappropriate, now I would have these conversations. If you dress with your butt, say, I ain't dating you. I ain't hanging around you. I don't need that coochie that bad. But now, you know, it's funny when I see guys sort of my age and around that. You know, this guy was about to cry. I ain't never been about to cry about me just being an asshole sometime. You know, I've always been one to sort of just not let other people's feelings rub off on me, how they feel about things. So, you know, I just feel a little indifferent like that. I don't believe in such thing as toxic masculinity. I'll guarantee none of them niggas play football. I guarantee that. Because there's a whole lot of toxic masculinity on the football field. You get me a couple times. But, you know, it's just subjective and names. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see fathers making excuses or, you know, just sort of walking back if they was ready to get in your butt. I mean, I saw fathers that when they came in the house, like Jeff said, it was a nice calm in the air.
Come on.
It was always food simmering on the stove. And a lot of times we couldn't even eat till my daddy came in there and put his fingers in it down there. Like, he go eat first. But this new wave of thing, you know, since my favorite generation, since I became adults, you know, Gen X, we became adults. Yeah. They sort of threw it in our face, and here we are today. I just don't understand, if you born a male, why you are intentionally subjugating yourself to what women really feel about you being a man. Because a lot of brothers are still struggling on being a man. And to allow someone else to dictate to you who's not even moving according to the God's what message, tell you what man is about. Just go to the word. The word will tell you how to be a man. Jesus was a carpenter. Become a carpenter.
Right.
Jesus could articulate, learn how to, you know, it's just so many things that I think that embodies a man. And when people start trying to listen to how other people should dictate on how to be a man who's not a man, that's where men are fall short. But, you know, we all have worked and put in our time to get where we are, you know, made some accomplishments. You know, I don't think nobody's ashamed of where they are today in life and what they've done. So salute to the man.
And I think we're missing it though, Coach Ferg, about Jordan Peterson in that video. If you watch the interview in its entirety, he was getting emotional right there because he is tired. He said in the interview that he's going to stop doing interviews because he is tired of listening. There were protesters outside of that building when he came to it. And there were men and women out there. And there was a pregnant woman out there that had written on her stomach, "Not yet human," and she looked like she was 6 months pregnant. And as he was walking in, these people were screaming in his face and throwing shit at him. He had to change clothes because of what he stand on. He stand on what we talking about right now. And when he got in that building, he just became overwhelmed with emotion, saying, we break these men down. They go to work and work for their families every day. They breaking their fucking back for their families. And you motherfuckers have the audacity to call these men toxic for doing what men do. And he could not believe that there were women and men just dragging him outside that building. They were calling him all type of shit, throwing shit at him and shit. Like, it was a bad day for him. And he went right in there and did that interview. He just let that shit out. I mean, he went on for like 30 minutes about that shit.
I only got one problem with Jordan Peterson. And I think he'd be right on the money a lot.
Yeah, some shit he don't. Yeah.
My issue with him is when he talks about men and the present condition of disrespect that we now are seeing. He don't say what men are responsible for that.
Right.
Why don't you single out your demographic of men and their responsibility in this? Let's look at who controls the media. Let's take a good look at this. It's real easy to pick one little thing and call it that. But that's like looking in a crayon box, pulling out a blue crayon and going, well, all the crayons are blue. No. There's a gang of colors here, brothers. We have been hit from so many legitimate angles and found ways to clown each other for just talking about it.
So Jeff, why do you think they're doing it? Because I'm with you, but why do you think? Why does it benefit those guys to destroy men that way? I mean, maybe, is it just control? What is it?
Well, it's time. It's time, brother. The time we're living in as we come into the age of Aquarius, where all will be known. This undoing, all of these things, these old ways, this thing we call America, all of this shit has been prophesied to be undone, to where we don't do things that way anymore. And in order for Black people to take their true place, they're gonna have to be true to themselves. And what we are looking at, and that in itself is a prophecy that we will one day do that. But it will be the people we teach that do that. It ain't gonna be our whole asses. Fuck us. We had our turn. Me and you and our friend, we had our turn. It's not your world. If everywhere you go, you the oldest nigga in the room, it's not your world. It's not.
Yeah, it's true.
You serve another purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like in all the sci-fi movies when the shit hits the fan. These young, not hard-headed niggas, they'll figure it out that the principles are thousands of years older than you. They did watch all this old nigga rhetoric. Oh, that shit's finna stop, bro. That shit finna stop when they stop sending tires to this country and niggas start getting flats that they can't fix. Oh, that old shit is gonna stop. That is gonna stop fast. But landing the plane here, brother, we are it. We are the change. We are the elders of the change, excuse me. Proto, he right on the edge. He on the cusp. He down there with it. He in it. How old are you, Proto? 40, some 43? 42. Yeah, 42 and under. He ain't a senior yet. He don't need to have his monkey ass in the club, but yeah. How old are you, BMU?
41.
You're 41. Yeah, them 40s, bruh. Them the ones we got to pour down. We're gonna have to be there to pour down because we're the last with it. That's how it's gonna happen, man. And I got so much faith in it. And I'm sorry when we bring up these conversations, how I lead to it, but I don't know how other people don't see it. I don't know how math doesn't add to that for other people. And I ain't even talking about y'all. I'm talking about period. Do the fucking math. What are they doing right now? The stock market's crashing right now. It's your time. Good, honest, hardworking people can't stay good and honest. That's why BMU shit came up missing from some niggas that's organized and broke. That's where we going. These heifers with this foolishness, all you gotta say is bye. You straight. We straight. Nigga, if the shit hit the fan, and all of our families, Proto, your family, BMU, all of us, the people we represent came together. I'm gonna take it y'all don't have no slow swimmers. So the children are straight. Between us, we know what we need to know. Somebody's smart enough, and if not, there are other clans like us that are like this after this shit goes to shit. Nigga, come in here with some foolishness and ain't no laws. There are laws. Take you and your foolishness and get the fuck on. And anybody else that's rolling with that can leave with them. Do you know how strong that community would become? How strong are the grandchildren of a community made up of us six? Bruh, that's where we going. It ain't no room for shit else. This is the only way forward. And I defy somebody to argue that. How? How, Sway? Argue that shit. And any youngster, argue it. It's here now. I was talking this shit 10 years ago. It's here now. It's outside. The beast with 7 heads probably got you double parked, nigga. It's here. So yeah, that's, I guess, I hope I answered it, R-Pain. Because if not, from this high, that's as close as I can get to the point.
My only thing is, just what Jordan Peterson said, I mean, all this stuff is good. I just think that he gets emotional a lot for a lot of reasons. I try not to argue with people again on the fact that I don't believe in toxic masculinity. I just want to let them know that there's one person in the room ain't buying that bullshit. I had a friend of mine, his father worked in a white school district, and when he retired, he told my frat brother, he said, listen, I don't know what good I did. Things are still the same. I said, well, tell your father that when he was in the teacher's lounge, when he was there, at least there was no nigger jokes when he was in that lounge. That's the difference he made. That's one of the differences he made. I was just saying it that way because he made a difference. They'd have to come right when he was in there. And so sometimes you can't feel the difference you make by when I just challenge people when they say that bullshit, right? And I don't get into an argument. If they want to say, yes, it is, yes, I just say, listen, this is my position on it. We don't have to argue. You can believe what you want to believe. But I'm going to just let you know that when you say that shit, I don't agree with it. So don't say it around me and don't try to convince me of it because, I'm not going to argue about it. So I just think we just need to stand on ground. When we hear women talk bullshit, we should just challenge them. Say that's bullshit, and no matter where we are, so at least that just one person in this room, it ain't buying the propaganda or all the bullshit that you're talking about. And I think sometimes this is the most you can do for that particular person or situation. So I'll just land it there.
You know what, R-Pain, our biggest problem is, man? Our biggest problem is that we need a damn target. That's our biggest problem. We need a damn target.
Say more, brother.
I don't know how many times I have to keep repeating this, is that we wrestle not with flesh and blood. Our problem is we think our enemy looks one way, when sometimes our enemy looks just like us.
Absolutely.
And we have a damn problem with that. You see what I'm saying? It messes with our mind and says, you know what? They look like us, but they don't sound like us. They don't act like us. They don't move like us. Let me tell y'all something. If I have never sat at the feet of wiser men than me, I assure you, I would be destroyed. I don't discriminate against what's against me because I close my eyes and I use my ears. And if it does not agree with my spirit, that is the enemy. Because closing my eyes frees me from having to make a decision that doesn't agree with my heart. And sometimes your head has to override your heart to make the correct decision. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an example. Say, for instance, you fall in love with this woman. Now, all of a sudden, one day she wakes up and she is totally antithetical to everything that you believe in. Do you have the courage to tell her to go? Even though there's something in you that's selfish, that's buried in your ego and said, that's mine. Do you have the courage to say, you know what? This ain't good for me. I'm gonna have to let you go. It is at that point where you wrestle against your ego and your id. And you have to say, hey, look, this ain't from me. This is not of me. This is not bone of my bone. This is not flesh of my flesh. I know what it looks like. And that's what happens with us, man, in politics. We get so wrapped up on what the box says that it goes totally against to who we are as a people. It does not benefit us whatsoever. But for some reason, just because it's a lot of people over there that looks like us, the people who've taken care of us, the people who've said, you know what? I will be with you to the end of the road. And it messes with our brains when what they stand for no longer resonates with us. That's why I say we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but a principalities of wicked places, people in high places. And my thing is you have to have the courage to understand who you're dealing with. You don't have to worry about the women and the children coming for you. Wait until the demons show up. Wait until they show up in your bedroom late at night and push your bed around. You see what I'm saying? And dare you. That's your enemy. Sometimes they will dress up in the very people who you claim to love and the very people that they claim to love you. And at that point, you have to make a decision. Oh, it's easy to fight somebody who don't look like you. Oh, yeah, they don't fit in. But the very moment they show up and it looks like somebody that's supposed to be around you, that's when we hesitate. And that's when the devil gets you.
I agree. I agree. And listen, I did. I don't know if you finished up. If you're not, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, listen, man. The number one. Listen, our number one predator as black men is the black woman. I could tell you that right now. It's not all of them, but it's enough to make a difference. It's not all of them, but it's enough to make it. There's nobody I hear say more shit about what they think about us than black women. I don't hear anybody saying, and the power that has been given to them by the other media so they can have that control is something else. And too many men fall prey to that. Now, when I'm not saying that we should go ahead and conquer black women, we just need to stand on our square to let them know that they're talking a lot of F shit, And some of them will start saying, yeah, you know what? This is bullshit that I'm talking about. And they'll slowly start to see that we ain't buying it no more. But like in general, I think the number one predator of men is women, just like we're the number one predator as well, especially if we're out of character or out of nature. So, so when I sit down here, okay, we could point, it's easy to point at the white man and this program that they got going on. But the people who hurt us the most, it ain't them. It ain't them. We, not that I see, because on the level that we're getting hurt is more emotional. It's more that kind of thing that we need to, that kind of thing that the intangible. I mean, physically, of course, but they got all the numbers. But the people who can get closest to us, like you said, are people who look like us. And again, I always say it's not all, but it's enough to make a difference. I could be wrong, but the way I look at it, it's just what I see. And maybe I'm the YouTube, not YouTube, but the social media streets kind of gave me the broad view of that. Because on an individual basis, you might not be able to see it if you're on social media. But as a collective, that's like the demon runs really strong through a streak of certain kind of women, and they play on it big time. It's getting stronger too. Maybe because it's in its last legs, but it's getting stronger.
Come on, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Maybe set me straight, man. I'm always trying to learn something.
I man, you all over it, bro. Yes, you are right about the strength of this hyena energy and how it is growing stronger. You're also right about its throes, because it's on its last leg of shit. It's on its last leg, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I think that I gotta push back on is, I think what you have is a conversation that is fantastic for 1988.
Okay.
If we could have got people to hear what you're saying about now, then, because it was evident, it just was not prevalent like it is now. If we could have had that conversation then, and had people serious about it then, it would have gravity then. It does not now.
Mm.
The wickedness of the black woman does not have weight now. Like I said before, when the black woman says, here's your hair back, here's your God back, give me my man back, all this shit is over. And there are many of them doing exactly that. These young people, you got to keep an eye on. They're getting back to what works for us as a people, because it's only, that's the only thing gonna keep you, bruh. You ain't gonna have these chicks. It's just on my heart, bruh. Watch our Payne. Mrs. Payne is gonna be teaching some young sisters some shit, because they gonna need to know it in order to survive, in order to fucking eat.
So are you saying Handmaid's Tale?
Oh, yes, sir, bruh. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to. I said that. I said this before the election. I said if Orange Crush get in, it's the Handmaid's Tale. If this other chick make it, start working on your Mandarin.
Ni hao.
It was one or the other, and they're both paths through this hell we about to go through. We at the very mouth of it. And these women are not the steak. They the weenies, nigga. They the weenies. You get the weenies to the kids. The kids get burnt weenies. Okay, that's how we teach kids how to cook in my house. Okay, when it's time, you are responsible for the weenies you kids eat on the grill. Come here, you and you. And watch the area and all the little kids be around. You said 7 minutes. Turn it. All that. Yep. They are not the steak, nigga. They are not. They are the weenies. This one woman problem, brother, it's about to straighten itself out so hard. Wait till they ain't importing no more weave hair. In 90 days, you're going to be who the fuck you are. Bruh, here it come, nigga. Here it come.
And you know what, Jeff? Here's the thing, Jeff. What used to work no longer works. So now they're using violence. I was watching this video today where this hyena was talking to this well-dressed lady, and she was talking about, being pro-life or whatever. So she caught the young lady flat-footed and said, you know what? That ain't what I said. And the next thing you know, punched this lady square in her face.
Looked like New York, right?
It was in New York.
Came from the
left.
It was
in New York. Yes.
I saw it.
You saw it. You saw it. What used to work no longer works. So now they're using violence. I have never in my life seen recently more women fighting each other.
Oh, that's unchecked hyena energy.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
It's like watching Wild Kingdom or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like they fighting each other. And you know what else I noticed too? The brothers ain't breaking it up either.
No. No should they.
They ain't breaking it up, bro.
No should they. You should spend no time, dear gentlemen, under the sound of my voice. You should spend no time in the presence of a woman who will either pick, start, or make a fight with another woman in public. None.
And you know what, Jeff? What was so bad? If you go back and look at the comment section, the people are in there asking to pay the bail of the woman who hit the other woman.
And these were both black women, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And now
the assailant is the victim now.
Right. Well, I'm gonna take a page out of the 3-letter people handbook. Can we say them letters in here? No.
No, you said it up.
Government agencies. Yeah. You take a page out of their handbook. I'm gonna change one word in what you said. I'm gonna take the word bad and make it good. You know what's good about what I saw is all the people in the comments, because what I did was I made a collection of those names to see if any were in my city. And then when I cross-referenced that, I started looking at that girl and her friends. And I put my dudes on it. Yo, dudes of class and of color and of stature that's doing something with yourself, that live here in Cincinnati or Cleveland or Chicago or Miami with me. These broads here co-sign this shit here. Are you dating any of them? Stop. Do you know anybody they dealing with? Because you are who you hang with. Stop. This is the best news in the world. There are 2 million more of them. You can't fuck them all if you try. I tried. You cannot fuck them all. There is a long, the rest of the earth's women are lining up to fuck us and pushing and shoving in that line. All of them, everywhere you go. Don't let them fool you. Everywhere I've been, and I ain't gonna bore you with all of the, I done had some on every continent. If the creator sent a woman here with some, I done had a slice. And I'm telling you, I wasn't by myself and I wasn't setting no land speed records. You are it. They are not. Do you understand that if every black woman disappeared right now, the black race would still live on? Still. If every black man died, the race would soon die. The keeper of that genetics is us. We are the keepers of that genetics. And we need to act like it. Act like it. Yeah, I'm
So I'm gonna say this, guys. Listen, I think everything has that's been said has been said, and I appreciate everybody for watching tonight. I appreciate everybody for coming out. I think this was short, very powerful, and very sweet. Archie sent me a message and said that he wasn't able to get back on because of internet issues.
Damn it.
So shout out to him, and hopefully his wife gets well. She says she's under the weather.
Oh man, yeah. Blessings, peace and blessings.
Yeah. So, but yeah, again, man, I just wanted to say thank you guys for coming out. We had a great show tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next Tuesday. Let's get it. Hey, Uncle Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Hey, keep on. Hey, man, listen. Keep standing on business, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Keep standing on business.
Coming soon. I'm gonna bring my shit back. I'm gonna have you niggers as guests on my show.
Okay.
When I bring it back, I would love to have each of you by yourselves.
Absolutely. All right, man. Wait, hey,
I love.
Let me know, brother. I'm definitely come and support you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
y'all,
All right.
man.
Peace.